Did you know that over 42% of adults in the United States are classified as obese? And one of the key culprits isn't just overeating, it's the kind of food we eat and how it affects our cells at a microscopic level. At the core of this issue is cellular respiration, the process your body uses to convert food into energy. This intricate system ensures that every cell in your body has the energy it needs to function. But what happens when this process goes awry? Enter insulin resistance, a condition where your cells stop responding to insulin, the hormone responsible for delivering glucose or energy to your cells. Insulin resistance is closely linked to obesity, which has skyrocketed in recent decades. Why? One major factor is our increased consumption of ultra-processed foods. These foods are not only calorie dense, but also disrupt the delicate hormonal balance needed for cellular respiration and metabolism. In today's presentation, we'll explore how these mechanisms work, how they're affected by diet, and most importantly, how you can use this knowledge to combat insulin resistance, lose weight, and improve your health. Let's start by diving into the science behind cellular respiration and insulin resistance. Cellular respiration occurs in three main stages: glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, and the electronic transport chain. These steps take glucose, derived from the food you eat, and convert it into ATP, your body's energy currency. Insulin plays a crucial role here by allowing glucose to enter your cells for this process to begin. In insulin resistance, cells fail to respond to insulin signals. As a result, glucose stays in the bloodstream instead of being transported into cells for energy production. This not only leads to high blood sugar levels, but also forces the body to rely on alternatives, less efficient energy sources like fat metabolism. Over time, this metabolic dysfunction can cause fatigue, weight gain, and increased risk of diabetes. One study explains that mitochondrial dysfunction, a common feature of insulin resistance, reduces the efficiency of energy production. For example, impaired mitochondria generate excess reactive oxygen species, which further damage cells and exacerbate insulin resistance. Another study talks about the accumulation of lipotoxic intermediates, such as ceramides and diacylglycerols, is another consequence of insulin resistance, particularly in skeletal muscle. These substances interfere with insulin signaling pathways, further hindering glucose uptake and energy production. For instance, a diet high in saturated fats increases the level of these harmful lipids, worsening the condition. Because cellular respiration depends on glucose as a primary fuel source, insulin resistance creates a bottleneck in this process. Without enough glucose entering the cells, mitochondria cannot operate at their full capacity, leading to energy deficiency and metabolic inefficiencies. This explains why individuals with insulin resistance often experience fatigue and struggle with weight loss. Now that we understand the science, let's explore how this ties into obesity, ultra-processed foods, and leptin. Leptin is a hormone produced by fat cells that signal your brain when you've had enough to eat. It works alongside insulin to regulate energy balance. However, in obesity, leptin resistance can occur, much like insulin resistance. This means your brain no longer registers when you're full, leading to overeating. Ultra-processed foods loaded with additives, refined sugars, and unhealthy fats contribute to both leptin and insulin resistance. These foods not only spike blood sugar levels, but also disrupt gut microbiome and increase inflammation, further worsening hormonal imbalances. The combination of leptin resistance, insulin resistance, and high consumption of ultra-processed foods creates a feedback loop that perpetuates obesity. Research demonstrates how high-fat, high-sucrose diets impair metabolic flexibility, making it harder to burn fat effectively. But there's good news. Addressing your diet can break this cycle. Let's look at how eliminating ultra-processed foods can reverse insulin resistance. Ultra-processed foods are designed to be addictive, but their effects go far beyond weight gain. Studies show that eliminating these foods can restore insulin and leptin sensitivity, allowing your body to regulate energy balance effectively. When you replace ultra-processed foods with whole, nutrient-dense options like vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein, you reduce blood sugar spikes and inflammation. This allows insulin and leptin to function properly, improving glucose uptake and signaling to the brain when you're full. Researchers emphasize the role of hormonal balance in regulating appetite and energy expenditure. Similarly, there are findings that highlight the positive impact of dietary changes on mitochondrial function and insulin sensitivity. So, what are some practical tips? Focus on whole, minimally processed foods. Incorporate regular exercise to improve insulin sensitivity. And manage stress by ensuring adequate sleep for hormonal balance. By making some changes, you can take control of your health and achieve sustainable weight loss. So, what did we learn? We explored the intricate relationship between cellular respiration, insulin resistance, and obesity. We learned how insulin resistance disrupts energy production, how ultra-processed foods contribute to hormonal imbalances, and how simple dietary changes can reverse these effects. Understanding these mechanisms is the first step. The next is taking action. By prioritizing whole foods, staying active, and managing stress, we can combat insulin resistance and reclaim your health. Remember, small, consistent changes can make a big difference. Your mitochondria and your health depend on the choices you make every day.